Mike, good morning to you. And I mean, gosh, when you look at that accident scene and after the immediate issue of, is he okay? Did he make it? And you think about that future, what it holds for him. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, Savannah, when I saw, good morning, everyone. When I saw the car, I was thinking it was more like a NASCAR event where you watch a serious crash and the driver's lucky to get out alive. And thank goodness a lot of that technology is actually in our passenger cars. The future is so hard to even wrap your arms around. Knowing Tiger, knowing all that he's been through on the golf course, with his health, with his persona, everything. Tiger was reaching a point where golf on the golf course in terms of competing against the best was less important. And that next phase of his life was starting to get going. Being a dad was a huge part of what he's been doing the last few years. And that was the first thought. Hopefully, now that we know that Tiger's going to survive this crash, that he can have some sort of a normal life with his kids. I think the thoughts of golf, for those of us who know Tiger or have enjoyed his greatness, that's kind of down the road. That's less significant. We've seen all of that we need to see in our lives, at least from where I sit.
Mike, you know, he won the Masters in '97, famously hugging Earl there off 18. In 2019, he comes back with a great comeback win at the Masters again, where he hugs Charlie. Do you think the bookends of that moment are enough for Tiger to walk away from the game of golf after this?
If he has to, yeah. You know, Carson, that moment to come back, because he has said, and he may have shared this with you over time, he certainly shared it with a lot of us, that his kids only knew the Tiger Woods they would see in highlights or videos. They weren't alive to see what made Tiger Woods Tiger Woods. And they were there. And as you said, 22 years later, after that emotional embrace with his dad, to have his kids there, to be able to do that after that unbelievable win in the 2019 Masters, that was if that was the last one, that was a heck of a last one.
Well, you know, you think about, a lot of people are thinking about Tiger Woods, the golfer, but I think what it spoke to all of us was there's Tiger Woods, the man, Tiger Woods, the dad. And at first, when you watched him, people were like, will he play golf again? But there was a basic question of, will he walk again? Will he run again? Will he be able to do the basic things? And you know his psyche. So where do you think he might be at this moment?
Hoda, I've got a list printed out here of all of Tiger's surgeries. I mean, it is as long as any athlete that we see compete. He's been through so much physically, knee, 5 back procedures, last one in December. He was trying as best he could to hope he could play in the Masters in April after this back procedure. It wasn't sounding like it was trending that way when we heard him on Sunday. But with Tiger, you never count anything out. This looks like really long odds. We'll hear as the days go on and we get more details. That's not for the moment, but the person. His rehab schedule, his drive to be great is one of a kind. If anybody could do anything close to getting back, it's Tiger.
There's Tiger the person, Mike, and quickly there's Tiger the competitor. As these weeks and months go by, you think of Kevin Durant, who had that Achilles injury. He's averaging almost 30 in Brooklyn. You look at Alex Smith, won a comeback player of the year in the NFL with a similar injury. Dak's out there. Do you think there's a part of Tiger that once the dust settles a little bit, he's going to be chomping at the bit with a bionic leg to get back out?
Of course he will. That's Tiger. That's what has driven him. That's why he is as good a golfer as anyone has ever seen in this world. You can have the argument about Jack Nicklaus and Tiger from here till the end of time, but the drive is what was the differentiating factor for Tiger. And whatever the max is after these injuries, he's going to find it.
Agreed.
Well, all that competitive spirit, he'll need it just for rehab, just to get through those first moments, those first steps. Mike, as always, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
For sure. Thanks.
We love hearing you talk about golf. I mean, in a lot of ways, for big super fans like you are of Tiger, if you wanted a fairy tale ending, you had the fairy tale ending in 2019 with the Masters. But I know people are just hoping that maybe he's got one more miracle in him.
I can see him now. You know, we grew up together playing golf right around there where the accident was. I can see his face now with, you know, are you going to play again? You know, he'd just wink at you. Like, that's who he is. That's what he knows.
Wow.
Jim Nantz asked him on Sunday, you know, the Masters, he says, then 6 weeks. Starts 6 weeks from today. And what was Tiger's answers? Quote, God, I hope so.
God, I hope so.
That's all, he'll be back.
Yeah. All right, Carson, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.